Hey guys, I'm Andrew Rayel and you're live in Limbo.
Hello, this is Agah from Live in Limbo, and we are in Anchor Center in Toronto as part of A State of Trance, and I'm here with Andrew Rayel.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, very good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So welcome back to Toronto. This is your...
I think fourth time over here in Toronto.
How do you like our city?
Absolutely amazing. I had a chance to spend some time here to go look around, and it's an absolutely beautiful city.
What's the favorite part of the city for you?
I'm not that familiar with the part, so I don't know if I can actually tell you the name of the part of the city. But I love the downtown. It looks very awesome. It's actually one of the cities that I would see myself living in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
How do you see the music industry here in Toronto?
It's absolutely amazing. I've had so many shows here, and all of them were great. There's so many fans of electronic music and so many Rail family fans. And every time I came here, there were so many fans. I just love it.
You started in Moldova. You're from
Yes,
Moldova.
yes, that's right.
How do you see the difference between Moldovan electronic music scene and European music scene in general with North American music scene?
Well, Moldovan music scene is relatively new because we didn't start that long time ago to create all these electronic music shows. In Europe, it's been for a very, very long time. So maybe in some countries, people are already tired of electronic music, or in a way for them, that's not such a big deal because they've been seeing it for like 20 years from 90s. In Canada, that's like the perfect moment to be in because it's the peak of the time when electronic music is so big and everyone is into it. So that's why I love coming here.
Did you start with electronic music, or you got into different styles of music and it...
No, I started with classical music when I was learning in a musical school, but then I fell in love with electronic music straight away. So that's when I started to create my own songs in electronic music.
What about electronic music is most intriguing and appealing to you?
Well, I like that you can combine so many things. You can combine like classic music with electronic music beats. You can have so much stuff in it. You can have pop vocals, you can have rock parts, you can put just everything in it and make something really crazy.
Before getting too far from Moldova, are there any artists from Moldova that you would like to mention that people should listen to?
Well, there's a bunch of new guys like my friends. They're still on the way to reach a higher level like Double V and some other guys, but I really like their sound, and hopefully very soon they're going to be able also to play A State of Trance or something like that.
Can you name some of the artists that influenced you throughout your career?
Well, definitely Armin van Buuren, the man himself, was one of my biggest influences in my career, and he's been supporting, he still supports all of my tracks, and he was one of my dream collaborations, and I got a chance to collaborate with him, to do a track with him for my previous album Find Your Harmony, and the track is called Euphoria. And what's great about it, that even though it's a trance track, it's been supported by everyone in the scene, by the guys like Hardwell and W&W, which play another side of electronic music.
Are you signed to any specific label, or? I'm
signed to Armada Music, so Armin van Buuren's label, and it's basically my family. I've been with them for like 5 years already. Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy, and they help me a lot.
Now, electronic music relies heavily on technology, but at the same time, it's technology that has made music industry to be in the current state that
yes,
it is.
That's right.
How do you see the evolution of music industry since you were starting, and how do you see the future of music industry?
Well, I can even go way back than that. I know producers used to create all these tracks in huge studios with like lots of equipments, and you would need like months of recording sessions and stuff like that in order to create one track. Nowadays, with such a technology evolution, you can create your own track on your laptop. Well, when I started creating, you still needed a bunch of stuff, like you couldn't do it on the laptop. But now, yeah, easy. You can just like be in a hotel room or in the airplane, and you can create your tracks. And that's why the industry became so fast. There's more and more, faster and faster. Like people are getting their releases every single day. So in order to be at that level, you have to create a lot of stuff every day.
Is there any specific software that you use, or you use a bunch of different stuff?
I'm using Cubase. That's my favorite software. I know that not many people work in Cubase, but I just started with it. I'm used to it, so it's my favorite.
Now, to the electronic musicians out there, how do you get that beefy, thick bass that you use in trance music and electronic music?
Well, I can't reveal all my secrets, but
not.
There's definitely a combination of plugins that you have to put in a certain order, and you have to keep track of specific things to get a really fat mix. But yeah, it took me like 5 years to get my own sound, and it's doing really great, so I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned working in the studio, that you are able to create a music from scratch by using only one laptop. Which one do you prefer the most, working in the studio and creating your music, or being on a tour?
Absolutely in my studio. My studio is my church. I'm used to to the sound in my studio, to my monitors, and it's so much harder to work on the laptop and headphones because you just don't get that feeling. So I'm basically creating my ideas on the laptop, then I'm going back to the studio and finishing it up.
Excellent. Any future plans?
Well, right now I'm working on my next album. The previous one was released 2 years ago, was called Find Your Harmony. And tonight I'm gonna premiere a couple of new tracks from my upcoming albums, exclusively for A State of Trance. So I can't wait to see how people are gonna react on them.
Where can people hear more about you and find about your upcoming works?
Well, they can find me on my Facebook, Andrew.Rayel. And you can find all my social media right there, and just follow me on SoundCloud, on Twitter, on Facebook, and you can see all the information over there.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.